I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything, but I feel that you should call people by what they are, not what they want to be called. So I will call him a he for this video. So yes, Fallon Fox could not compete at the same caliber as his male counterparts. So he decided, this is not factual, it's just kind of anecdotal. I believe he decided to go ahead and become transgendered so he could still enjoy the sport that he loved, which is fighting in MMA. Fortunate for him, in the times that we live in, with gender relations and the so-called war on women, feminism has achieved great bounds and leaps. But MGTOW brothers, this is a victory for us, not for them. For you see, within the next coming few years, because transgendered athletes are allowed to compete, I'm so sorry, I completely rambled off. Let me finish my spiel on Fallon Fox. Anyways, Fallon Fox entered the Women's MMA League and decimated his opponents, not just beating them, but savagely winning. So much so that women competitors no longer wanted to fight against this individual, stating that there's no way that they can compete against a man. It's not fair, even though equality, right? Men and women are supposed to be the same. True fallacy in the eyes of everyone. Yeah, so Fallon Fox got pretty much everything he wanted, right? Got to be one of the top contenders in the women's MMA. Got to beat up on women, enjoyed himself, and is now, I want to say he's still fighting, but honestly, I'm not sure. I know he's been beaten by a couple of women, so they say that this is also, it's fair for him to be there because he's lost to women, so. Again, I guess that would be results-oriented thinking, which we shouldn't go by, but nevertheless, I digress. So yes, like I was saying, this is not a victory for feminism or women in any way, shape, or fashion. The reason why I say this is because in just a few couple years, these transgendered athletes that are now winning all the women's events, as you've seen with the Mexico cyclist in the cycling competition, winning first place. We see the Olympic weightlifter that decided to be a transgendered individual competing in the women's weightlifting. This individual topped out the women's world record for lifting and exceeded it, I want to say, by close to 200 pounds, which of course was helped by the fact that he is a biological male and only switched to become transgender within the last couple of recent years, thus allowing him to compete in these women's leagues. So yes, it's my opinion that it kind of sucks, obviously, for those young girls that wanted to play in these sports leagues and compete at this level with their other female counterparts. Unfortunately now, we have young men in high school that, again, can't compete with their male counterparts, so they decide to become transgender for one reason or another. I'm not just saying that they're becoming transgender to play in these sports leagues, but for one reason or another, they decide to go about this route, and they're able to now compete in these girls' sports teams in high schools and middle schools. Unfortunately, we can definitely see that there's a physical difference between these high school boys and girls, but nevertheless, they're still allowing this young man to compete and wrestle with girls. Of course, he savagely beat the majority of his competition, and the parents of these young women, as well as the young women, are very distraught. They are claiming that it's very unfair that their daughters are being beat up upon. I know that's a what would you say? It's a malicious way of putting it, but yeah, their young daughters are being beat up upon by this boy that can't compete in the male wrestling league, so he has come down to the female wrestling league. But due to the fact of his anatomy, of course, he's a lot stronger than these female competitors. So where does this lead us? Well, it leads us to the extinction of women's sports, right? Which, to me, I would definitely say is a good thing, because I don't believe that we should be wasting money or subsidizing any league, right? If you're unable to compete at a certain level, I believe that you just shouldn't be able to compete. That definitely has been the case for men for many generations. It's only recently now that, because of the push for transgendered rights, that these men have tricked women now into allowing them to enter their leagues, thus null and void the hard work and efforts that these women have put in for years upon years. And now, rather than having just the NBA, the WNBA is now going to be changed over into just a secondary NBA, right? So you have your 6th, 7th, 8th man off the bench, rather than sitting on the bench and being paid substandard wage for sitting in the NBA. Now these young men can go ahead and join in the new, or what's going to be the new second class NBA, right? So it would be like the second tier NBA league, which would still garner money, but allow these men that obviously are not the LeBron James and Steph Currys of the league to still participate and use their athletic abilities. This also opens up another avenue for those, again, like I said, the college players that come out and need more time to crispen up and get to that professional level. And all pretty much other women's sports are just going to be co-opted by these transgendered athletes until they can no longer compete at the level of these now transgendered athletes. So women will have to fight for, obviously, their rights to play in the men's league, which is not really going to happen, obviously, since this is the reason why we have women's leagues. So yeah, I believe that women kind of screwed themselves out of a good thing. What do you guys think about this topic? I really do appreciate you guys staying through and kind of just listening to my rant about this. Again, this is a topic on transgendered athletes. Is it good for women or good for men? Thank you again for joining me. Go ahead and click that like and subscribe button. Again, this is your boy Urban MGTOW coming to you with another juicy topic. Go ahead and comment in the comment section. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Keep the conversation going, and please tell a friend. Thank you. Have a good day. Peace.